last on week 11 would have been Rams and Bucs, which was yesterday, and we all went Tampa. And I know, Brant, you wanted to speak to this. I'm going to let you take a couple minutes here. I'm going to get week 12 already, so go for it.
Yeah, like I did. So I didn't watch the game, so you got to tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the Bucs look good all in all. Like their defense was unbelievable in the second half. Like they shut everything down. They were pretty good in the first half too. Antonio Brown looked like what Antonio Brown was. Maybe not quite.
He got like
peak
12 targets
Pittsburgh
or something.
He wasn't quite like peak Antonio Brown, but like he looked good. Mm-hmm. They were using everybody, and then Tom Brady just decided he just didn't want to win. He had 2 wide open looks downfield that he just decided to send by like 10 yards too deep and got picked off on both of them. It's just like everything downfield for him right now is terrible. And if I'm looking forward at what this team can do, I think they would be a Super Bowl contender if Tom Brady wasn't their quarterback.
I still think that they're a Super Bowl contender. Like
I think but I agree. Like they're a contender, but the only reason they won't win is because of Tom Brady. And I think it's wild to say it, but he just like, if you look at the weapons on this team, there's a lot of deep threats on that team. Like Mike Evans can catch the ball downfield. Antonio Brown can catch the ball downfield. Chris Godwin can do it, but like he can't make 20 yards or more passes.
Who in the NFC do you think like that they have no chance to beat? No one.
The Saints. No, because they could beat the Saints.
Right, like you know what I mean. Like I just don't think that there's any dominant force that can be. Like,
I think they can get there,
Bucs,
but
because like look, it was never going to be easy for like him to gel that quickly with all those receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they just see this as like a time to get right in the last couple of weeks of the season, but also like the defense is so good that I think they have a chance to beat any team, and that like Brady really only it's really a similar system to what New England was last year. If you just look at, they had a dominant defense,
sucked in the playoffs,
but listen, they have a dominant defense, which the Bucs do, and then the offense is just like capable. It's a league average offense at worst, and then at its best, it can be one of the best.
So the problem is they live and die on the fact that Tom Brady needs to be like the best he can be, because like when he's been bad, like when they've lost this year, game 1, his QBR was the worst, or third worst it's been. He had 2 picks. The game against the Saints, he had 3 picks and he had a 40.4 QBR. This week he had a 62.5 and had the 2 big picks.
Well, to go off of your point, like Bruce Arians said today that like to paraphrase him, he was like, we basically go as how the quarterback goes. Like that's really all it is, and I agree.
Like for me, it's his inability to throw the ball downfield. He makes great 5-yard, 10-yard passes that are on target every time, but when he needs to sling it out, if you're 3rd and long, you're not making the play because he just can't. He can't air it out anymore. He just doesn't really have it.
They're not a team that can play from behind, really.
No, because if they get down, you can chew apart clock, but you can't like conserve by throwing to the outside and throwing deep and getting big yardage on plays. They just don't have that ability.
Right.
So if they get down early, I don't have a lot of faith in Tom Brady to be the guy leading that rush. Now, I get it. It's still Tom Brady, and sure, he could turn it around and be Tom Brady again. But what I'm seeing out of this team right now, he doesn't have it when they lose.
Right.
Yeah.